Good afternoon. I'm Purnima. Thanks for the gracious introduction at the beginning. What else can I add to that? Last 10 years, I've been in B2B SaaS products. I currently work with a company called Decode, which is a sales enablement platform. On the personal side, I am an aspiring Madhubani artist, and I'm married and I have 2 girls. Yeah.
Hi everyone, my name is Madhurima Bhattacharjee. I became an engineer because I don't want to become a doctor. It's because I did middle class family, coded for a living. And somewhere in 2017, I spotted a gap in the market and started a startup. We work with Western wear, with Indian textiles. The idea was to replace polyester in smart Western wear clothing. It has been a very interesting joyride. There are ups and downs, and I would love to share them with you today. Make new mistakes, don't repeat mine, make your own mistakes. On the human side of things, I'm a dog mom. I love to work out. I look at it as a good way of reducing stress as well as figuring out my health goals. I love growing things, nourishing things, so I have a small garden. I love to meet new people, I love to make connections, and I love to learn. I would love to have your questions today and learn more from you. Thank you.
Okay, next is me. So I started my journey as a journalist, and then I became like a PR and corporate communication person. Right, and then I moved to be a marketing leader, right, for Tech Mahindra. So it's like my transformational big journey, like from journalism to PR and corporate communication and marketing. So yeah, so I take care of marketing for AI businesses. That means all technologies which is infused with AI, right? So this is a global marketing head role. Using technologies like, for example, I would say that AI, cybersecurity, blockchain, metaverse, right? So, the quantum computing and all these things which is coming into the market right now. So, trying to do my marketing bit from, as a promotional activities and marketing as a whole, as it is a wide field, I would say, right? So, which comes like, for example, the brand management, the PR and corporate communications, right? And then I would say, social media, digital media, then internal and external communications both. So it's like, again, the event management, analyst relationship, right? So all these things comes under this category of the marketing, right? So apart from that very interesting stuff, it is the crisis communications, right? So usually, various organizations kind of have to face that kind of crisis. So how to handle that? So those things also just come into the category of marketing activities. So yeah, that is briefly me and my personal friend. I'm a blogger, so I just keep writing different blogs and articles and etc. etc. So half written books are there, 2 almost two. So don't know when I could publish them. So that's briefly me. Yeah, thank you.
And we definitely have a very diverse panel here. So without spending much time into just discussing things, let's get into the topic, product market fit. And I would really want to know from each of you what do you perceive as product market fit. Starting with Purnima.
Can you hear me? Yes. Yeah? Okay. So the mic works. Alright, good. Okay, what is product market fit? Does anybody in the audience have a definition for it? Like, how do you look at product market fit? Or what does it even mean, product market fit?
The product solves the problem which is being faced by, I'll not use the word market, but the consumers, or for which it is intended to be built in the first place.
Yes.
The TAM, yeah, total addressable market.
Total addressable market, okay.
So for specific group of clients.
A product solves problem for a specific segment of customers or a specific problem. Nice. Yeah. Somebody want to add something?
I don't think
Yeah.
specific group of clients.
Specific group of clients. Very nice. Does anybody know who coined the phrase product market fit? Mark Andreessen. Everybody heard of Andreessen, Horowitz, and Mark Andreessen? So it's his terminology basically, product market fit, and it's exactly what all of you just mentioned, right? It's building a product that actually meets a particular need that the market has. You'd think that's a pretty, a basic thing, everybody's doing that, but oftentimes what happens in companies is you build a product because
Somebody else has to.
yeah, and who is that somebody? Yes. Or you build a product because you can. Right? If you have the AI tech with you, you have this tech with you, I can build this, so let's build it. Right? And then we'll figure out what to do with it. Right? You build the solution and look for the problem. So that's basically the concept of product market fit, is finding that need and then building something to fulfill that need. That's how I'd like to define product market fit.
That's how I have gone about it.
I'm going to add to that, at what price?
Yeah.
Are you willing to solve a problem which is out of your budget? No. Right? So price is a massive factor. Someone mentioned TAM. The billion-strong population, although it might be able to buy, I can't reach them because my marketing budget doesn't extend to them. So my TAM is very, very defined and is limited to what is my marketing budget. Do I have the resources to reach them? That is one of the also major factor, price and marketing budget. You then look at strategy, you then look at brand voice, you can then look at emotions. So ethos, pathos, logos. What ethics are you proposing? What emotion are you connecting or solving? What logic is your product driving? So these three things will define product market fit and the lifetime of the brand or the growth of the brand or the death of the brand.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I think, absolutely right what you said. And I believe I totally agree with everybody that it is actually the alignment between the company's product and services with the needs and the preferences or the pain points of particular target audience, right? So I think in this case, many rights plays really well. So, like for example, right to capturing the right needs, right customers, right geographic traffic, and right time, and accordingly, I think the right planning, right, and the right investment, and again, I could say the right pricing, what you say, and also like using the right technology. So I think all these rights comes together in this case, right? And another thing is what I would say as the technology is, technology and plus the whole digital transformation is running, changing or just kind of it is transforming in a very disturbing speed, right? So I think in this case, if we'll not do this right thing, then it will be lagging behind. And second thing is I think two F works really, really well. One is, I believe in that one, so I'm just sharing. So one is first mover, right? Extremely important in this digital transformation scenario to be the first mover. And the second F is fast mover. So first, the first mover, fast and the first, right? So first is I think first movers are really, really get lots of advantages, right? So if people get to know about it, what kind of products are that, so maximum share of voice they can just make it, right? So all these things can happen. And fast moving, obviously, you'll have to be because you'll have to be to outthink or outshine or maybe outshine the competitors, right? So this is really, really important. So otherwise, competitors will just take the market. So I think in that case, it's really important to have all these right and Fs, right? And to give a few very interesting case studies. What I just know I follow. That is, one is like quick ride. Second is, Zoom car probably. Third is, I don't know if you are just using that, but Blinkit, Swiggy, right? So, and another one is the Danzo. So I think, these are the very good customer stories or just use cases I could say for, kind of product market fit. I think, they did at the right time, they used it, to the right market.
Absolutely. Great examples that you brought in. Could you maybe want to add something more about this? Maybe how technology plays a role directly into product marketing and maybe take some examples from your understanding and tell us.
Sure. I'm going to ask the audience.
Yeah, please.
Right? Like, I'm assuming are most of you professionals working in product? Can we get a show of hands? How many of you? Technical, okay. And how many of you, do all of you work in product? Like product companies or services companies? Yes, mostly product companies, okay. So, if your product has product market fit, raise your hand. Okay, there's one firm believer, there's two. That's it. Yes, yes, maybe. Yeah, I mean, it's such it's almost like this abstract concept, right? Like, does my company have product market fit?
I'm going to add to that. I'm going to interrupt.
Yeah, please do.
Do you think you have a product market fit? You are a product. Do you have a product market fit?
That's a good one.
I don't. I'm trying to figure it out. So there.
There's definitely a journey, right? Like, you might have had product market fit maybe last year, but this year things have changed so much with Gen AI that maybe you don't have product market fit anymore. Right? So it is an evolving thing, and it is a journey that you go through.
So you're still stressing on the point that PMF is still a feeling, right? Or is still kind of trying to connect to. That's how you would want to put it. Like, is it actually a feeling?
I mean, there's two ways to think about it. Like, I'd like to do a little experiment here if everybody's going to play along. Just close your eyes for a minute. Everybody's close their eyes, yeah? It's 36 degrees, okay? Like today, 36 degrees, you're on a hot beach. And there's a vendor selling ice cream. What are you going to do? Run to get ice cream, says Anvishta. Anybody else? Ice cream? Who wants ice cream? Raise your hand. Everybody wants ice cream, right? That's literally like the man who's selling ice cream, he's got product market fit. Because it's easy. So I've worked in companies where you think, oh, it's just so easy. Like, you don't realize it then. But when you look back, you realize everything was just, it was not perfect. Don't get me wrong. It's not perfect. It's organizational chaos. It's all of that. But things are moving, and they're moving in the right direction, right? Salespeople are closing deals. We're getting a lot of case studies from marketing, and that helps close more deals. Analysts are calling in. They want to know about your product. The journalists are calling in, they want to interview your CEO or top leadership, right? Everything is just going great. Like, it's smooth, it's easy. It's like pushing a boulder down a hill, right? That's what a product market fit feels like.
Exactly.
And the exact opposite if you don't have it. Right? So, what you do, it just doesn't get any easier.
I think most of us relate to what Purnima just said, because most of us are working in product or services company. But I have a different take onto this entire problem from Madhurima maybe. Tell us your experience into how did you get into that, identifying that MVP, and how did you even start the journey for you with this D2C forward?
Again, a typical software engineer, coded for a living. And I saw a gap in the market for myself. That's how my journey started, right? Very, very stepwise, iterative journey. I never was fond of polyester as clothing. That was a very personal preference. I would also give some credit to, or a lot of credit to my mother. My mother is a beautiful lady who likes to dress up in these lovely cotton saris. She was a teacher. And I was fascinated as a child to see her be so beautiful. And cotton was always something which was really attractive to me, primarily because of the way it felt on my skin. When I started my journey in corporate, I was supposed to wear clothing which was definitely not cotton, was mostly polyester. It did not make me feel good. After I was out of the country for a while, I came back to India and it's very hot. I cannot wear polyester. I still want to wear Western wear. What do? I started creating clothes for myself. And I saw that not only it made me feel good, it also made me look good. It made me look different. That was the start of my brand. I did very small experimentations. While I was in tech, I used to do this on the side. And I started doing the cataloging on myself because I did not have the bandwidth to work with a professional model and a professional photographer. So the need then drove the end result. And the situation that I was in, circumstances, then drove the end result. Also, I was working on a very tight budget. I had a home loan, I had a dog, I could go hungry, he could not go hungry. Home loan, I had a big dog, the 70 kg dog. So he couldn't eat a lot. I had a mastiff. Now, these were the things which were, wherever we are, we would have certain limitations. We'll be playing in a very well-defined area. We don't have unlimited funds, we don't have unlimited time, we don't have unlimited energy. So these are our boundaries that we'll be playing. I played in that boundary. I started this very small experimentation of showcasing my products in the local flea markets here in Bangalore. Why did I do that? Because I wanted to test my product. Right? It cannot be that I have an idea and no one else likes it. Also, it is a possibility. It might be that you might plan a lot about a product and it fails miserably. Please be acceptable of that situation. It is a possibility. Best case, worst case, average case scenario. Whenever you do a move, be prepared. Right? Accept the worst and then move ahead. So I was prepared to fail. And one of the strengths that I feel that I have is plan B and okay to fail. It doesn't feel good all the time when you plan about something and it fails, but that has happened and I've lived on with it, learned something, sometimes had to make the same mistake again and again. I built the brand one step at a time. So my company is called Tantura Fashions, my brand name is my own name, Madhurima Charity. I kept the brand identity very close to me because I am a very typical customer for this brand, and if I could understand myself and maybe a few more sample sizes better. When I say sample size, I'm talking about people who might want my stuff, right? So I could then extend my own observations to the audience that I'm selling to. That was the advantage I had, and I built on that. I also did not want to have a model catalog my clothing because an average size, average height Indian woman who was my audience is not a size 0, 6 feet tall one. It's definitely not everyone is 20 years old. So what looks good on them doesn't look good on us. And hence e-commerce has an astonishing return rate, which I wanted to negate. Again, my need was a shortage of time and budget. I did not have the resources to work with a professional model. So very basic stuff. I built my brand on social media. It was a discovery that I'm not bad on Instagram. I am an extremely shy and introverted person. I have built the required skills to be or do the job that I'm supposed to. We can learn things. If I can learn tech, I can learn people skills. Am I good at it? No. Am I learning? Yes. So how did I find the MVP? Very small, I was willing to fail. I built one thing at a time. We are so much talking about product market fit. When your product actually hits a point, the jump in revenue is beautiful, right? And the flip side is also true. You might launch a collection, it might fail. But let's say you have 20 products. The kind of company that I have, we have a large product portfolio. From that, 20% might work. That 20% fits the product market. The 80% might not. Focus on that 20%. You might still need to have the 80%. Reduce the 80% as much as you possibly can. Right? Optimize your resources. Reduce the capital invested in inventory. But for you to find that 20% of your inventory or services or products that hit the market right, you will have to experiment. You will have to Then you might, once you see a trend, these are unpredictable things. You might launch 20 products, something might work on that, something might not work, do an iteration, does that work? You might also have to do a change in your storytelling. I am not fond of the word storytelling because I cannot understand, right? Each of us is a user case scenario. We have come from a particular background, we have reached where we are. And if I tell my story and you cannot relate to it, that is bad storytelling. That is nothing. So creating an MVP was one defining very specifically who am I designing for? Where does this person live? What does this, I design only for women, not men yet, so I'm going to take women as an example. If I go for men, I will also might have more categories or more considerations, but basically what does this person do? Why would she buy my product? How is my product useful for her? Why not A? Why me? Right? So all of these then led to minimum viable product, which was the first offering was a set of 60 products. I just wanted to fail. I just wanted to see what people like, don't like. A very small, tiny budget. I did not fail, so dress. Then I did the second. I again wanted to fail. I wanted to see what are people rejecting. I gave myself the first year to fail. The second year, I did not fail the first year. The second year, there were major collaborations that happened. Someone walked into my stall in a local market, and when I say local market, these are the flea markets. You would have sold samples and all that stuff. And she loved that product. And she wanted my product on a bigger global platform. So that's how I grew, one little thing at a time. I am bootstrapped. I wanted to be bootstrapped. I wanted to play with my limited resources because next time when I have immense amount of money, whenever that happens, I'll be very happy. I should have the ethics and the wisdom to play with those amount of money. It cannot be 100 crore मिल गया तो इंसान पागल हो, right? 100 crore जितने जल्दी आता है उतने जल्दी उड़ भी जाता है. So there, I did not want to be in there.
Excuse me, sorry. How did you handle the decline phase? Product decline. Usually there will be an emotional attachment to your product.
No. Yes and no.
Okay.
No matter how you look at your company, no matter how attached you are to your company, if you are extremely emotionally attached to your company, you won't be able to make the right decision. That is the blind spot that we have of emotional attachment. You might be very, very passionate about your company. It is a bad idea to be emotionally attached to it. If let's say this is my shirt I'm wearing. I have designed with a lot of hard work a black shirt in handloom. No one likes it. It is a fact. I have to accept that fact. I love it. No one likes it. No one will touch it with a barge pole. It is a reality. Accept that reality. Move ahead. It is a bad idea to make a move that you cannot recover from. We have examples today. A very big organization has come to zero worth, zero valuation, right? It is explosive growth, and I would give credit that someone. It's very easy to criticize anyone. We see public failures. I have failed. I'm on social media, so I would have not only succeeded publicly, I would have failed publicly as well. Someone who makes the moves might make a mistake, and we look at the end result. I would still give credit to the person. That person made that move, is here, wherever, for whatever reasons, might be able to recover. But unfortunately, an average person like us, we do not have the appetite to even bear with that kind of a scenario. So, I would advise that if you are going to make a move, analyze the move before you make it. And if you cannot recover from it, if it fails, it's a possibility. Do not make that. Or think 5 times. You must have plan B, plan C, if you can. We do not have the appetite to recover from it. Neither our family backgrounds. I don't know how many of you come from business background, business families. You have some background. You would have seen ups and downs. Most of us come from service company families, government. My father was in government service, my mother. Very small risk appetite. They cannot wrap their hand around. If I tell you that I have 100 crore ka loss, right? So there is a massive difference between people who come from business backgrounds and people who come from service backgrounds. But be very, very accepting of your reality. Optimize your resources. You have certain strengths. Be very, very analytical of your failures, your weakness. That doesn't define you. Neither does your strength define you, nor does your weakness define you. It is equal weightage. Be very analytical. Take a bird's eye view of yourself, your company, your child, your baby, your life. There. So I took a lot of time. I hope I added some value.
Because we started talking about challenges and risks, maybe we can take that big question, and I'm pretty much sure Purnima also had a lot around the challenges that we face as a product marketer. I can relate a lot to her because I am a product marketer myself, and whatever story Madhurima just mentioned, I connect to her that because I found out her similarly on a flea market or in a store someday, and then because I connect to the fact that she was ordering for her products, the same thing that she said, that connection. So I wanted to add a few words around that, and we go back to Purnima around the challenges and the things that we face as product marketers.
Can anybody tell me, there are about 100,000 products that are launched every year. Okay? What percentage of them fail? Yeah, I think about 90%. Yeah, HBR stat. And what is the biggest reason that these products fail? Sorry?
Product market fit was not
Product market fit was not there.
Adaptability.
Adaptability.
They run out of money.
They run out of money after they launch. Huh? Okay.
Customer discovery was not done.
Customer discovery was not done. So that's a reason. You're saying. Okay.
Not solving real problems.
Not solving a real problem. There you go. You want to add
I was going to say problem solving.
problem solving? Yeah. Basically, the product has just been built, and then it's given to marketing. Say, now it's your problem. It's your baby. Now take it to market and make it successful. Yes. Before any discovery, anything was done, right? Like talking to customers, actually doing some research, right? Testing it out in the market. Like Imas talked about how you created an MVP. I'm sure you tested it with the sample size, right? In B2C, they're so much more deliberate about testing, which sadly doesn't happen enough. Not nearly enough in B2B, right? We really have to learn from B2C and FMCG brands really about taking a small product and testing it out before going all out.
I'm going to add something.
Please.
How many of us know Santur? So, raise your hands. How many of you know that Santur is from Wipro? Why? Why doesn't Santur and Wipro are closely associated? What she said. Majority of FMCG products fail. The parent company, which is a big brand name, does not want to be associated with such frequent failures.
Yeah, essentially, I mean, that's one of the biggest reasons, right? Like, product, there's no need for this product to exist. You really got to ask yourself, other than revenue, other than increasing revenue, what is the reason for your product to exist? If customers are not crying for it, there is no need for that product to exist, right? There's something really interesting that Sean Ellis, in his book on growth hacking, he says that marketing, no matter how clever, cannot make a horrible product succeed. So there's some challenges are really about that, right? Like,
I just to add, to some extent, marketing can take to the next. I mean, some level. But after that, it will definitely succeed for sure, right? So with lots of activities, marketing, executions and all these things, we can definitely bring in it. For example, I will talk my stuff right now. Yeah. So, like for example, product, right? So which doesn't have, I mean, it's a kind of replica of somebody's competitor stuff from me, right? So I'm just giving an example. So with lots of media promotions and all these things, obviously people can talk about it positively, right? So I mean, like for example, on the media, some influencers we are just kind of engaging, right? Or maybe just kind of publishing our press releases or just kind of profiling or featuring in different media houses or media publications and all these things. We can get lots of tractions after that. But after that, what? Right? So when it comes to the reality, after some people will definitely see a failure. I mean, why I'm saying yes, buzz you can create, but actually the quality of the product or service or solutions, whatever it is, right, it's really matters. So another challenge I would want to add here, from the B2B market, right? So, for example, for Decode drugs company, right? So I would say we do lots of POVs. I mean, not POVs, I mean the POCs, sorry. So we do lots of POCs and all these things. We do, what do I say, lots of assessment also for the product fit, right? Before, I mean, it's not exactly product, but solutions or services thing, right? So we try to understand what actually the different organizations really need, because we are always in a conversation with the customers. So especially the delivery team or the sales people. So day in, day out, just connect with them and understand the pain point where they are facing the issues and all things, right? In that case, I think this is really important that I will not say like B2C and B2B in that case a bit different in that sense. So large organizations mostly, what I would say, they do research on their part. Maybe in case of like for example on GenAI perspective, I would say, right now everyone is talking about GenAI, right? How we can utilize it, how we can bring efficiency or productivity and all these things, right? So, but they don't know where to do it, when to start, which processes should be, kind of accelerate and all these things, right? So they don't know. The customers actually, different organizations do not know. They need the support. That time they come, and what we are doing is, for example, we are just engaging different, agencies for that to do the assessment with different organizations. Second thing is the analyst teams, analyst firms, right? So we are just, for example, Gartner, Forrester, IDC, IAG, and all these guys, right? So we are engaging them, for example, to understand the market, where the actually need is. And third thing is our own people, that is like delivery and the sales people, right? So on them we just kind of really rely on. So they come back to us, to the solutioning team or the other teams, right? To the leadership, that these are the problems, this is actually the need of the hour. So then I think it becomes easy for the solutioning team or architect we do different kind of ideations to develop a particular product in that sense. I'll just give one small example. That is like IT operations, right? I might be doing, so maybe you may not directly relate also sometimes. But IT operations, what used to happen is like the support engineers, IT support engineers, right? So what they do, they have to go to different tools, to the different platforms to resolve the tickets. Like for example, we just put some tickets, right? The customers and all this, different customers, or maybe say anything, any kind of employees or something. Any kind of tickets. So they have to hop around different tools or platforms, or they have to depend on different skills also to resolve the tickets. So that kind of problem, most of the organizations across the globe they are facing it. So what we did is like we brought in such a platform, or this I would say solution. It's called Ops Amplifier. So what we did is like so it's a kind of single panel view kind of stuff. All the IT engineers or IT support engineers can see, and they won't have to hop around to all these different stuff, right? Plus, what exactly they are doing? This solution is doing. They're bringing like kind of automation into it, AI into it. So you won't have to just kind of think, but all processes are automated. So it automatically just bring the whole, root cause analysis kind of stuff, right? So they won't have to just go to here and there. So there's another thing is a chatbot. It is like integrated a chatbot. So what they can do, they can chat with each other, the IT support engineers also. So it becomes like collaboration also. They understand. So it becomes it's a single thing, single solution for all IT engineers across the organization. So that kind of things we can think of. Like for example, another one, email. For example, there's a for any kind of companies or B2C companies also. So I mean, anytime we can send our we can kind of send a mail to the Amazon, for example. I'm taking a mail. So Amazon, we can just put our the queries, or we can put our issues or something like that, right? So and we expect, and I'll just take one number, almost like 59% of customers they expect a bot to respond in 5 seconds. So this is a study. Okay, so in that sense we also expect, right? So how we'll get it? The human cannot be so fast, right? So what they are different organizations are doing that kind of IT organization or the e-commerce companies also they are just kind of adopting that. So what they are doing, they are using email amplifications kind of stuff, right? So 24/7 they are just people will have to support it. It's automated email generation kind of stuff, right? And apart from that, so we have that kind of solutions, which is just kind of giving like intent reading of the customer. So it reads the intent of the customer, end customer, right? So what they expect. So accordingly, we just the system, the solution, give the response to that particular customer. Or maybe I would say, if the solution understand that it's really a response should really need the human intervention. So it just kind of trigger to that. So that kind of understanding the market, whether it is like e-commerce or it is like kind of a B2C company, B2B company, whatever it is. So I think understanding product fit, I think it's really necessary.
I have an interesting question for Purnima next on this. So I got this question because she was connecting to the different personas, right? She connected different kinds of personas, a normal user like us, or it could be an IT persona or something. So if I ask you as a product market fit, how do you assess product market fit based on the different? Every product will not just have one ICT, right? There could be more than one. So how do you assess product market fit maybe for different personas?
Right, absolutely. So that's a great question. There are multiple tests available in the market. There's one which is really simple one to use. It's called the Sean Ellis test. Has anybody heard of that? It's basically you survey your customers. Just put out a single one-question survey. If my product disappears tonight, how would you feel?
Yeah.
And 3 options. Severely disappointed, and somewhat surprised, right? And so the metric is basically 40% or more of your customers are going to be severely disappointed, then you actually have product market fit.
Interesting. This is the last question that we have from it. Then we'll take more questions from you guys. But how would you assess the product market fit?
Revenue. Money comes, my product has fit. If money doesn't come, my product doesn't have fit. How do I reach them? And I envy people who have immense amount of budget, marketing, production, branding. I don't, and I have built it on in a very bootstrap way. I might be a reflection of any of you who is in tech, a typical software. I was lucky enough to be out of the country, so I had saved a few extra pennies. That's it. To achieve a product that sells is a lot of observation. Study your competitor. Nothing has been done for the first time. Vehicles were there since forever, will be since forever, till forever. Clothing was there since forever, will be there forever. Of course, sometimes there's an absolutely path-breaking idea, but please consider yourself as an average Joe or an average Jane. Very rarely such a out of the ordinary ideas going to continue. So there are two ways of doing things. Either you do something which has already existed in a very, very new, different way, in a completely efficient way, price and as well as experience, or you do something new, presuming that very rarely it will happen in our lifetime that we'll be able to have an idea that is completely new. Things have been done, things have existed. There are then ways of doing something which has already been done or is existing in a better way. Focus there. Observe your competition. Is there something exists in the market? Observe yourself as well. You are a city dweller. Observe in your local environment. Is there a problem that you face, then can solve? Because there's a high chance someone else will face it. If someone else can face it, there are 100 more people who might face it. Right? So that's your target market. 100 people that you can solve that problem for. If you cannot solve a problem for 100 people, whether it's product or service, ain't gonna happen. I would always say focus in your local environment. It is the easiest ecosystem to test. Most of the products that or companies that are doing well, whether it's a service or product, might have started in a local environment. Then there are such cases as well because Asia is a low-cost continent. A lot of companies do the production here and then have a market based out of the rest of the world, Europe and US. That's a different scene. Presuming that we, again, average case scenario, test your local market, see, launch a product, launch 10 products, launch a service, launch 10 services, whatever it is, variations of these services. Test. Be willing to fail. Madhumita said, doing the right things. When right things come in alignment, while you are on the journey to discover the right things, there will be 100 failures. I would have been successful, more successful, or a little bit more successful, whatever, if I was willing to fail more. In fact, we were having this discussion before we started this panel discussion. What I would have done differently if I was to do this again, I would have been willing to fail more. I would have had a greater risk appetite. Not only I would have failed bigger, I might have succeeded bigger as well. So product market fit, arriving there, staying there, evolving from there is a journey. Allow yourself to fail, observe, research your competition. If someone is doing right, why is that person doing right? Someone is doing wrong, what can you do better than that company or person? You are, as I said, products. If you see a colleague having good growth, what is that person doing? We all are human beings, similar brain capacity, mota. What is that person doing that you are not doing? Can I do something better? Right? So observe the environment around you, and you will find the solutions. Alright.
Maybe that you have to add.
Yeah, so that's something to get into my mind. An example here. I think even last week I just saw one video. It was like about a company. I don't know. I can't remember the company name, but I could see the bicycle company, right? So what they're doing, they could see that there are so many kids around, right? So and we have grown up. The kids are continuously growing, right? So and they need the bicycle in every stage, right? So after some time, what they will do with the bicycles? So what they're doing is they are collecting lots of bicycles in the, from the second-hand bicycles, accumulating. I did not do the deep research on that part, but I saw it and it was very interesting. That's why I just mentioned it right now. So they accumulated all these second-hand bicycles from different people, and they're putting in one place. And what they're doing, the real people who really need it, they can take it monthly 250 rupees or something, right? And after that, they can return it when they don't need. I think this is really important for every parents, right? So it's like no point of just buying one bicycle with a so high price, and after that just keeping it in a corner or just throwing it up to into the garbage or something like that, right? So no point. So they are just reutilizing that, right, somehow. And that's, I think, a very good idea, and this is a good market fitting example, I think, right? So maybe it will, not sure whether it will be like, kind of successful or failure, but they are experimenting. That is like really, really important, right? So this is, I don't think it will be a huge investment, but it's like starting, kind of something really, really I would say, product fit things
So
right
you're
now.
taking inspiration from everyday instances and then trying to build something along these
Yes,
lines.
yes.
I'm going to add to Madhumita's thing. Two very distinct things. One is very recently, I was discussing this with someone who is very experienced in supply chain and all that, and we were trying to understand. We do a lot of shoots. I'm into fashions. We do a lot of shoots, and this gentleman suggested again how we look at things, right? So men and women, we are similar in certain ways, and we are different in certain ways. So the gentleman suggested, why don't you use a generative AI and just have it will maybe what you spend $1 lakh in a year or in a few months for a shoot. This will do it in a few thousand, less than 10K. I was like, I will see the synthetic image of this person sitting somewhere, standing somewhere. My mind was that just when you know when someone is just copy pasted, right? How horrendous it will pull down. Where will it pull down my brand? So that was one thing. Second, a very, very big company, I can't disclose the name, is trying to come up with a very, very different AI. And it's talking, how did I come to know? They are talking to small businesses who would be the end customers, right? They are going to do absolutely game changer, that is their name. They are known to be game changers. They're talking to people who would be their end customers, especially businesses, to then bring in features and also to validate the features that they are proposing in that AI, right? And one of the very few things that we're talking about is how can AI solve product market fit, market segmentation, trend prediction, pattern prediction, data analysis. We use a term in advertisement called ROAS, return on ad spend. How can I get more bang? $1 डाला ₹10 So all of these things will then happen in AI, and we will see a much more evolved version of AI playing in our, especially businesses, as well as lives that we already have.